Hello YouTube family, Greg D here with TJ, and we are back for another DCUO video. And today I want to talk about kind of a follow-up to yesterday's video, updating what the top or the best DPS powers in the game are as of game update 82. And I want to make this update or a follow-up video, I should say, because I got a lot of comments saying, asking me, I'm such and such power, should I switch to this? Is this better than that? Is this better than that? So on and so forth. And the God's honest truth, and probably what they won't, the developers won't ever tell you, is that it really doesn't matter what power you are. You can make it a top DPS. It doesn't matter what power you are. You can make it a top controller, top healer, whatever the case is. It just depends on you and your skill set, what you're good with, what you're comfortable with, how engaging, or I should say how difficult or how easy you want your loadout to be, and how many skill points that you have. Now, if you remember from the video yesterday, I mentioned that, in my opinion, personally, from what I've seen, Rage, Earth, and Quantum are the top 3 DPSs. Now, there's a lot of people that will say, electricity's in there, gadgets is in there. And you're right. Just because I say those 3 doesn't mean that you can't have a top DPS who is hard light. You can't have a top DPS that's electric. It all depends on that particular person. Obviously, there's anomalies, I should say. Randomly you will get someone who is a combat rating, 235 and has 300 skill points, and they're electric, and they can out DPS everybody. It just depends on that particular person. Like I said, it depends on your skill set, how many skill points you have, what you're comfortable with, what you enjoy playing with. And I'm not saying that you can't ever switch. Do the developers kind of buff and nerf stuff in order to get more money? They absolutely do. They're constantly buffing this, nerfing that, so that you spend money in the marketplace to get replay or to get the power respec tokens, so that you end up using the flavor of the month power, whether that's they buff rage, so everyone switches to rage. They buff sorcery in the pets, and everyone switches to sorcery. It's just, that's kind of I don't know what word I'm looking for, but it's kind of it is what it is as far as the game. But like I said, you can pretty much make any power you want a top DPS. Like I said, I've seen randomly people with electric that are really, really good. I've seen random people with like atomic who are really good. I've even seen people with something like fire that you don't really see fire DPSs all that much anymore, but sometimes they're really good. I mean, if it's a person that's got a 240 combat rating and has 250, 300 skill points, then by all means. Some people are just better at playing these type of games than others, and like I said, it all just comes down to what you're comfortable with too. I mean, a lot of times, like personally for me, I'm not so good at the combo powers. That's just how it is. But someone who is good at combo powers, even though Earth is a pretty strong DPS, might be able to out DPS me with Celestial or Hard Light, just because maybe they're more skilled than I am. Maybe they have more skill points than I do. It's just, it is what it is. I mean, it's the God's honest truth, and they won't ever tell you, but you can make anything as good as you want it to be. So with that being said, guys, that's all I got for you. That's just a little reminder. Just remember that you don't necessarily, just because I say that Earth is good, doesn't mean that you have to run and switch to Earth if you don't want to. If you enjoy and have a lot of fun with Atomic and you find that challenging and you like the animations, then by all means stick with it. You don't have to switch to Earth just because I say so. So with that being said, that's all I got for you today. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, we'll see you soon.